Voodoo 3 was a series of computer gaming video cards manufactured and designed by 3DFX Interactive. It was the successor to the company's high-end Voodoo 2 line and was based heavily upon the older Voodoo Banshee product. Voodoo 3 was announced at COMDEX '98 and arrived on store shelves in 1999. The Voodoo 3 line was the first product manufactured by the combined STB Systems and 3DFX. History: the Avenger graphics core was originally conceived immediately after Banshee. Due to mismanagement by 3DFX, this caused the next-generation Rampage project to suffer delays which would prove to be fatal to the entire company. Avenger was pushed to the forefront as it offered a quicker time to market than the already delayed Rampage. Avenger was no more than the Banshee core with a second texture mapping unit added, the same TMU which Banshee lost compared to Voodoo 2. Avenger was thus merely a Voodoo 2 with an integrated 128-bit 2D video accelerator and twice the clock speed. Architecture and performance. Much was made of Voodoo 3 and its 16-bit color rendering limitation. This was in fact quite complex, as Voodoo 3 operated to full 32-bit precision in its texture mappers and pixel pipeline as opposed to previous products from 3DFX and other vendors, which had only worked in 16-bit precision. To save frame buffer space, the Voodoo 3's rendering output was dithered to 16-bit. This offered better quality than running in pure 16-bit mode. However, a controversy arose over what happened next. The Voodoo 3's RAMDIC, which took the rendered frame from the frame buffer and generated the display image, performed a 2x2 box or 4x1 line filter on the dithered image to almost reconstruct the original 24-bit color render. 3DFX claimed this to be 22-bit equivalent quality. As such, Voodoo 3's frame buffer was not representative of the final output, and therefore, screenshots did not accurately portray Voodoo 3's display quality, which was actually much closer to the 24-bit outputs of NVIDIA's RIVA-TNT2 and ATI's RAGE 128. The internal organization of Avenger was not complex. Pre-setup notably featured a guard band clipper, but the pixel pipeline was a conventional single-issue, dual-texture design almost identical to that featured on Voodoo 2, but capable of working on 32-bit image data as opposed to Voodoo 2's pure 16-bit output. Avenger's other remarkable features included the 128-bit GDI accelerator debuted in Banshee. This 2D engine led the Voodoo 3 to be considered one of the more high-performance video cards of its generation. The Voodoo 3 2000, 3000 and 3500 differed mainly in clock frequencies. The clock rates were 143 MHz, 166 MHz and 183 MHz respectively. While this gave the 3000 and 3500 a notable theoretical advantage in multi-textured fill rate over its main rival, the 125 MHz TNT2, the TNT2 had nearly twice the single textured fill rate of the Voodoo 3. In addition, the Voodoo 3 consisted of one multi-texturing pipeline. The TNT series consisted of twin single texturing pipelines. As a result, Voodoo 3 was disadvantaged in games not using multiple texturing. The 2000 and 3000 boards generally differed in their support for TV output. The 3500 boards also carried a TV tuner and provided a wide range of video inputs and outputs. At the time, modern multi-texturing games such as Quake 3 Arena and Unreal Tournament were considered Voodoo 3's performance territory, as Voodoo 3's primary competition upon release was the dated RIVA-TNT. NVIDIA's RIVA-TNT2 arrived shortly thereafter, and the two traded places frequently in benchmark results. Although the Voodoo 3 was a replacement for the Voodoo 2, it was often beaten by Voodoo 2 SLI cards in direct comparisons. Voodoo 3 remained performance competitive throughout its life, eventually being comprehensively outclassed by NVIDIA's GeForce 256 and ATI's Radeon. 3DFX created the ill-fated Voodoo 5 to counter 3DFX velocity. 3DFX released a line of business/value-oriented cards based on the Voodoo 3 Avenger chipset. With the purchase of STB Systems, 3DFX had acquired several popular brand names. The Velocity brand had appealed to OEM system builders for years,
with boards such as the S3 graphics via GEVX-based STB Velocity 3D and NVIDIA RIVA 128-based Velocity 128 being used in many OEM systems from companies such as Gateway. The 3DFX Velocity boards came with only 8 MB of RAM, compared to 16 MB on a regular Voodoo 3. In addition, one of the texture management units came disabled as well, making the board more like a Banshee. Enthusiasts discovered that it was possible to enable the disabled TMU with a simple registry alteration. The board's clock speed was set at 143 MHz, exactly the same as a Voodoo 3 2000. Drivers. The last set of drivers officially released for the Voodoo 3 on Win9X was version 1.07.00. For Win 2000 the latest version is 1.03.00. Dual monitor support with v1.1.3b for Mac OS 8 and 9. After 3DFX shut its doors, third-party drivers for Windows 98/98 SE, Windows 2000 and XP were developed by loyal 3DFX customers. Competing chipsets, NVIDIA Riva TNT2, ATI Rage 128, Matrox G400, S3 Graphics Savage 4. References